Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Thank you for being here. So I'm going to read the current energies for the mid-month of May 2024. You don't have to necessarily, if you see this video at any other time, it might apply, it might resonate, so don't get hanged up too much on the date. But for others, it might be significant, so it's worth noting. So it's a collective, meaning that it pertains to anyone, everyone here. Obviously, as always, you take what resonates, you leave the rest. If you need to interchange any of the meanings, or if you identify with one particular aspect of the reading, you might want to reverse the roles if it doesn't fit. So what is the overall energy of today? We're looking at the Tower energy, so something that shakes you up, something that cannot be necessarily either stopped or it could be that, so for some you might welcome the change, for others you might not welcome it as much. It's obviously unsettling, even for the person who's welcoming this change. For some of you, it might feel fast-paced. For others, it might feel like a slow process. It all depends. But things are not the same. And the Tower comes out twice. So that's pretty intense in the sense that it could be that you and someone else are going through the same thing. It could be that you're mirroring one another. So it could be a person in a partnership. It could be the fact that both partners are putting an end to the situation simultaneously. It could be that, you're having, for some of you, you're having a change of environment. For instance, it could be that you're changing your job, even your house, because the Tower is here twice. So you could be literally changing your life completely here. The Chariot is in the reverse, so you're stuck in the moment in the sense that you are in the midst of it. It's not like you can go anywhere. You have to actually see this through. You have sort of to endure. You might feel obviously like you don't have a say. This is not about what you can actually gear, right? It's not you steering this wheel. Tower is always external events. The Six of Swords, there's a lot of movement. So you're stuck in the deconstruction of things the way that you've known your life to be so far. Yet you're welcoming the change in the sense that eventually you know that you will move, which is what I've alluded to. And the move here pertains to more than one domain of life. I feel that at the moment, you could be resisting the change, of course, with the Chariot in the reverse. So you're digging your heels. Yet, I think that you're open enough to understand that there's something positive here in terms of at least choosing the next direction. Maybe that's where you are left with, this could be the only place where you have any say. Seven of Coins. You know that things will take a little more time. Although this deconstruction or seemingly chaotic situation, well, it's not just seemingly, it might really feel chaotic, but for others it just might feel like things are shifting. So it'll vary in intensity, of course, and your own reaction to it or your own perception of it or your own experience of it might vary as well. So for some it's really catastrophic or dramatic, and for others it's a more than welcome shift here. There are efforts to be put in. It's not so much like an effort as in being intentful in what it is that you're creating for the future, because you're planting new seeds as you change, as your life is changing, I should say. So you're going to have to be intentful in what it is that you are wanting for the future. You're also going to need a lot of patience, because I think that even if for some people it might feel sudden what's happening, there is somewhat of the initial shock, yes, but then there's like the way that things need to fall into place, and that might take a little longer. Could take up to 7 weeks, 7 months here with the 7 of Pentacles. 3 of Coins. It's a beautiful opportunity to be working with others to reconstruct your life. You could be, if you're not necessarily partaking, if you're not necessarily joining forces with others, you're definitely showing your mastery of, you know, the experience that you have that is enabling you to make new choices and how you basically slowly rebuild yourself. I think that you're good at that, actually. It shows. People actually notice that. It makes them actually want to help you out, but they might be doing that like remotely. They might be doing that by simply allowing you to have access to resources or a structure or space, or, you know, it might not necessarily be, it might be indirect is what I'm saying. Although it's very concrete, it's something that you can really count on almost. Especially, the key word here is about staying positive. I think that this this collaboration comes through if you're actually willing and receptive, and if you're actually eager. And I want to say grateful for it. Let me change decks. I want to have some keywords and see. It says feel it. That's a beautiful energy, because I think that you can okay. In terms of rebuilding, there's definitely steps you need to take that are very concrete, yes, but that requires some sort of planning. You do need structure, and you need some form of discipline or consistency, definitely on the 7 of Pentacles. You need to be nurturing this. I think this is what the feel it energy really points to, is how much you are sensing that you're invested, but wholeheartedly. It's not so much in terms of being hands-on as in feeling out what you're doing, pouring yourself into what you're doing. One more of these and then we'll switch decks again. It says open. I only read these cards upright. It's a choice. being open means being receptive. It means being receptive also to collaborate. It might be that others are open to you in terms of, like I said, you're showing some willingness here, you're basically being very relatable and coachable, and that's noted and appreciated. It's going to accelerate things as well. The other thing is open here is how much your horizons are opening up, especially after a situation that's, although it feels destructive, it's basically all the clutter that is being washed away or sort of taken away. And it's not like, it might feel very difficult to let go of baggage in every sense of the word here. Yet it's always a beautiful feeling when space opens up for you, especially energetically speaking. Like, just think of how it is when you declutter your closet and then suddenly, you know, you have only the clothes that you love to wear at your disposal, and things that, yes, you loved but you hung on to, then you know, it's the same sort of feeling. It's like a bittersweet feeling at the beginning, but in the end, it's super beneficial. Temperance. This is the energy that is ideal for this situation, because you're reaching a level of inner peace, but you're balanced. You're also more poised. There's something about the fact that whatever you're alchemizing here, whatever you're tweaking, it's this sort of what stays and what leaves your life. I mean, as much as you have difficult external circumstances, I think that you have somewhat of a choice in terms of what it is that you're taking with you as you move forward. Although I feel you're leaving a lot of stuff behind. But I think that you are able to, there are things that are coming with you, because you'll have known what it is that matters versus what matters less, or at least will not necessarily be required. The other thing is, I think that in terms of acquiring new skills, it's possible. I think that it has to do with sharing, of course, sharing yourself, being opened. But it has to do with what it is that you kept that is valuable to you, that is also valuable to others. Symbolically speaking, like I said, it's mainly your craftsmanship and your experience and your, I want to say, your relatability, your generosity as well. I'm really enjoying to see temperance after such a wild and shocking energy. It's really beautiful to see that. It's really it's the perfect, I want to say, layout of cards to use the words that it's the calm after the storm. I mean, it's almost like a literal sentence here. Let's draw one oracle to close. I don't want to draw out this reading. Maybe I'll draw this oracle for the fact that right now you're in a situation where you feel like you're in the midst of what's going on. So there's somewhat of feeling slightly uncomfortable. or at least you sort of have to I don't like the terms. I was going to use let go, but it's not really that. It's a little bit like passing the reins, or accepting that, well, first of all, there's no reins on the chariot, right? He doesn't need the reins. But here, you might ask someone else to guide you, which could be this angel, by the way. That's a beautiful thing. I think that it would put you in touch, right? Maybe that's something that's, it wasn't very obvious just now, but it's becoming more obvious to me now. The fact that when you're in the situation that is, it feels extremely uncomfortable, it's really the moment to feel in to what's around you, and like sort of either protecting you, guiding you, but mostly supporting you. Let me put it this way. There's something that's connecting with you, someone, something, and you don't have to think that it's an angel if you don't believe in that. You could just see it as, for some, you could call it your higher self, but it is a particular energy that is gonna take you somewhere. It could be seen as inspiration. So let's just pull a guidance at Oracle here for this particular moment where you need to connect with something higher, with the divine in general, with, you know, asking for I don't know that you're asking for anything. That's interesting. I think that in this particular case, it's not that you wouldn't be able to or that you shouldn't. It's more like, I think the requirement at the moment, or what's really needed or ideal, is to feel in this energy. To even acknowledge that it's there. I think that's the most important. Look at that, soulmates. There's someone, something that is influencing you in a very, very positive way here. It could be that ultimately, whatever you feel inspired by, whether you're just starting to feel into it, or feel it, or acknowledge it, or sense it, it's starting now, because this is the guidance. It might come through the form of someone that you are really, I don't know, super closely, that you feel intertwined with, energetically speaking. They might not be around you, but it would be definitely like this impression that you have an angel. It could, but I wanted to bring the idea that this is where I wanted to go with this, is that it could be ultimately that you don't know, but you're in search of a soulmate, and that what's really pulling on you, what this piece that you're actually attracted to, might have eventually materialize as a very agreeable, pleasurable interaction with someone that you feel is very, very close to you, like deeply. So whether you see it as a real person eventually showing up in your life, at the moment, this energy is simply there to ask you to connect with it, because it's going to actually pull you into a different timeline and a different reality as your external circumstances are collapsing for you. Whether you intended it or not, I don't think you have fully, although it's always, whether you know it or not, it is most likely has been unconsciously wished by you, or you somewhat might have influenced this occurrence or these occurrences. But ultimately, it's where you're headed, and just how much you need to feel into it and be receptive and coachable, related. Stay relatable, or keep engaging, I should say. Anyways, it's somewhat very difficult, because double tower is not something to that you could really ignore, or you can't really deny what's happening. Yet it has a beautiful, how do you say, raison d'être. Like, it has a purpose. Hope you resonated with some of this. Let me know what you think. Thank you for being here. Thank you for liking the video, sharing, and subscribing to the channel. I'll see you soon. Oh, and if you want a personal reading, my email is in the description box. You can just send me a quick note, and I'll let you know how I work and how much it costs and all of that. Looking forward to working with you.